Right. Yes. Good afternoon and welcome to our very first health edutainment webinar. I'm great to have you all this afternoon and joining this discussion. My name is Paulina Ashipara. I'm a registered nurse by profession and I'm the founder of Teen Nurture. Teen Nurture is a program which focuses on adolescent health and well-being. Being in the profession, like nursing profession for over 10 years, I have seen it all, and then I have seen health-related issues that are affecting adolescents. And we feel as parents, we need to come in to see how we can help them. And that's why Teen Nurture is here to empower parents to see how can we help our adolescents so that we help them develop some good fundamental values and also to shape their behavioral patterns. Of course, during this stage of adolescence, they are undergoing some changes, and during this transition, they need guidance, they need support in a way that they should grow also into responsible adults in the future. Uh, as teen nurture, we want parents to be also the agent of change. Often we are also being blamed for our kids' upbringing. So we would like us as parents to take this in massive effort so that we see how we can help our adolescents so that we guide them, we support them, and then they grow into healthy, happy adults. As in teen nurture, we seize the foundation of it to be the relationship development. That's why our discussion for today, it starts with establishment of uh, relationship so that we'll be able to connect, we are able to communicate with our adolescents, and everything else will fall in its place. So this afternoon, I've prepared some slides that we can all go through, and it's just few sessions that we're gonna do, and then probably at the end we'll be having some also a moment of to discuss. Okay, let us go through our slides. Adolescent well-being matters. That's why we are here to enforce this so that at least each and everybody, if you are a parent, you need to take adolescents' health as a matter of importance. I'm sorry that slides are a little bit taking longer to load. Okay, in our discussion, when we say a parent, we mean a caregiver of a teenager, adolescents, or whether you are a biological parent or not. We mean also the grandmothers, fathers, aunts, uncle, older siblings, cousins, and foster parents. And while an adolescent or teenager, we mean a person that is aged between the year of 10 and 19. So we can already see that each one of us, if you are an adult, you might have the children of your own. You might have children born by your sisters or your brother. So we are having that responsibility to make sure that our teenagers are well taken care of. Let us go on with the next slide. Okay, in our learning journey, we use the idea of building a house to help us learn and build joy, values, wellness for ourselves and our teens. Strong foundations, steady walls, solid roofs, and safe windows, doors, beautiful gardens, all these matters to have a stable house. Like building that house that can withstand all stormy weather, Teen Nurture also build that loving and supporting homes for our teens. So you have a beautiful house there. Imagine, and that is what we want to narrate, that for you to have that beautiful teenager of yours, it starts somewhere. and it starts with a foundation, and it starts with you put on the walls, the bricks, the wall, I mean the windows, the doors, until you have a complete structure. So it's the same that we are encouraging here, that for you to have that beautiful, well-mannered teenager, you must start somewhere. The foundation must be built. And that's what we are talking about here, that the relationship, it's our foundation in teen nurture. Strong foundation and principle to ensure development is in the right direction. As I said, if you have the strong foundation that can be able to withstand all these storms that are coming in between, then you are likely to, to withstand it, and also to develop well and healthy. So having a teenager can be challenging. The question is there, what is it like for you being a parent for a teenager? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you worried? Neither being a teenager is not also either easy, especially with all the changes in their lives. We have seen already that during this stage, it's a transitional stage. Biologically, changes are taking place, and then they might confuse the adolescent, and then he might be, go wild. So the need of support and guidance is highly recommended. Okay. Teen nurture can help you learn and be empowered. Sorry, I think. Move on to the next slide. Sorry, we need to get on this slide. Okay, teen nurture can help you learn and be empowered, so that you finding support. As a program, we need also to find support from each other. You need, as a parent, just to talk to anybody who can help, or you can also approach, so that you'll be helped on ways, especially whenever you are having any difficulty when it comes to your adolescents. You also learn how to build positive relationship with each other, and that's what we are doing today. You'll be able to identify risky behaviors, and also keep them safe in the community, and also to deal with stress and to solve problems in a fun way with your teenager. Let us go on with the next slide. Number one, in our teen nurture program, we need to establish goals. And these goals comes from you as a parent, and also you set them together with your teen. Setting goals is a foundation of teen nurture support and guidance. These goals is what do you want for the future of your teen. You discuss with your teen, what do you want out of your teen? Goals help us to focus on where we are going. Often when we have goals, we do not get stuck. And when we know what our goals are, it helps us to make choices that can support us to achieve what we want for our teens. Of course, we always normally in our daily life we make some goals, and then still in this process of you want to help your adolescent to develop some good values, you need to establish goals. What do you really want out of your teen? You must write them down, and then you remind yourself every day to see whether you will be able to accomplish your goals. Let's go on to the next slide. And all what we need is to set those clear, specific, and small goals with your teen. You don't need to go big. As long as you'll be able to achieve them, they are clear, and they're also small goals. Remember, when you're setting goals, choose small goals that you're able to achieve. Be specific and clear about what you want. Keep the goals positive. Describe the change you want to see. As I said, establishing goals also can be one of the most important thing whenever you want to see change, because you always remind yourself with the goals that you have set to see whether you have gone a mile to achieve them or you have failed. Let us go on this next slide. And number two, what we are focusing on in teen nurture when it comes to establishing relationship, we want quality time together. Spending quality times together is the beginning of building relationship. We can call this the wall of our home. Remember the house that I've showed you in the beginning, the wall of that home. In teen nurture program of building relationship, the walls of that home will be of quality time together. We want parents to connect. We want to be available, sharing moments with their teen. There is a question there. Do you want to increase bond with each other, to feel valued and loved, teen to be more willing to help around with house chores, teen to feel their ideas valued, parents to understand and learn how they can support their teens? All those questions can be answered. How? Simply the answer is to have a quality time together. When we know what is really going on in each other's lives, then we know how to support each other. I think we all know that bonding, that whenever you are together, you feel connected, and your absence, whenever you try to to make yourself absent, that vacuum is already also bringing another problem. So we really need to have some quality time together with our teens, so that if you want to develop some good values in them. And quality time means you focus on each other, you listen to each other, you praise each other. And remember, activities during quality time can be free. They don't have to cost money. If you are both busy, you can spend time doing chores together and make it fun. We have it all there, that quality time, you don't need not to spend like money to get involved into expensive activities. Activities at home, activities are surrounding the community where you live. Those are the things that you can do, just as long as you're having some quality time to each other, and then focus on yourself and your teen. And during that time, you can discuss of anything that comes your way. You ask each other, how was your day, and so on. So in that way, you are building relationship. I think the network's a little bit slow. Okay, there comes our next slide. I've said already, like during that time, quality time together, you can ask each other question, how was your day? And do activities together, like singing a song, eating dinner, telling a story, doing chores, walking somewhere. All those activities you can do it, and then the teen can feel valued. If you start doing that and involving your teen in that or those activities, of course the value will be there. You feel like, oh, my mom, oh, my dad, oh, my uncle, oh, my grandmother really value me and the time that we're having together. Number three is to praise each other. We continue to build our wall of the house by praising each other. We're going to still go back to our house, the beautiful house I showed you in the beginning. The wall of the house, it's also praising each other in teen nurture. How do we build strong relationship with each other? It's when we give positive attention, acknowledge each other when you have done something well. Example I have put in that is, well done. The way you spoke to your father was very respectful. Every notable thing that you can think of, that you think your teen has really done herself, and then he has conducted herself so or himself so well, praise that moment. It really gives also to build that strong uh, connect. We are going on to the next slide. Supporting each other, example, helping with chores. You can help, can I help you? Or encouraging to finish some homework that might be difficult. I know you can do it. Such those comments. It really means a lot to especially to a teen. Often what we know of our adolescent is to be problematic. But if you start giving praises, if you start noticing those moments, those small moments, it does really mean a lot. You smile at them, you thank them, you hug them. They also need love, more than even any other stage of life. Because, during childhood, that's the moment when parents mainly focuses on giving love to their kids. However, during adolescency, even you need to give love, to show love more to your teen. It helps a lot in building that bond and the relationship as well. Next slide. Notice the good. Teenagers who are difficult can be difficult to notice any good behavior. To begin with, start praising teens for small things such as folding their clothes nicely. I've said it already that sometimes whenever you are dealing with a problematic teen, you tend to even to not to see the good things that he or she is doing. So we need to notice anything that is of good that you see is, oh, my daughter has really done well. So notice that good and praise him or her. It does really mean a lot. And then you offer praise. Praise is a way of showing that what behaviors we really like. Giving praise make teen feel great. Giving praise also increases the behavior that we are praising. Mhm. We offer the praise. It even as an adult, when somebody praises you, you really feel great. It's the same. Do that to your teen. Next slide. Remember to be specific when you praise. We must tell them exactly what they want, what they have done, what they have praised you. Be enthusiastic about your praise and you really mean it. Give praise after you have noticed good behavior. Warning, praising and criticism do not work together. Comments like, you are a wonderful cook. You have a wonderful cook and the food is very tasty. You know, praising or the comments that you are giving to your adolescents, it does matters. And then you should praise, you should mean which behavior are you praising, so that you do not confuse the teen. So if that moment you have seen a good behavior from your teen, praise it that time, then giving a comment or a praise maybe a little bit later. That one it does not go well because there might be confusion there. And then if you praise at that moment when we have noticed a good behavior, do it at that particular time. This talking, slides about talking about feelings. We must be aware of our own feelings today. Like today, I feel. You see, if you also know how you feel and you'll be able also to express yourself to others how you feel, it helps a lot. Understanding how best to deal with others people's feeling. Like, how are you feeling today? Talking about your feelings make us happier, help us to build stronger relationship with each other. Of course, feelings, we might have different feelings, so it's good when you communicate your feelings with one another. We have feelings from different things, like maybe you have a bad day at work, you have a quarrel with somebody who was who was trying to get help from you, and in the end you really get into a confrontation mode. So you might get into another mood that you will be, even when you're going back to communicate with your teen, it might also send another message. So if you, that moment when you are feeling that something is not, or was not right, help or come out and then let your teen knows. And then in that way, you are also practicing, or you are learning, or you are teaching your teen, whenever he will be having a bad day at school or so, to come out and also discuss his or her feelings with you. Basically, that's what talking about feelings is all about. Naming feelings allow us to let feelings out in a skillful way, so we do not hold it inside and then react in harsh words and behaviors. Mhm. As I've explained already, if you let your feelings out, if you let this person next to you that, oh, I have a bad day today, of course that person will be able to ask you more. What happened? Or how was your day? So in that way, we are also trying to build relationships. Next slide. We have also a point of managing anger. Everyone experiences negative feelings, and all relationships sometimes have conflict. This is part of life. How do we react to situation? It what is matters. Do we react in a violent way, or we take a pause, become aware of your thoughts, feelings, body, breathe, or we stay calm? You see, whenever you have anger in within you, it's anger is it's a normal thing, because especially when we have to deal with people, mhm, there's it's unlikely that for you not to be get angry, but we must know how to deal with our anger. Do we react in a violent manner, or do we, take a pause? I'm gonna learn you how to take a pause so that it also helps you in managing your anger in the next slide. Talk about your feelings, talk about how you feel and why. Change negative to positive thoughts. It's really good when you talk things out. As I said, I will be showing you how to learn to take a pause, especially when you have that anger within you. You don't really want to react in a violent manner, that you are screaming, you are using, harsh words to, everybody who's around you. So we need to take a pause, just to bring back yourself to the normal calm state. You can even practice this with your teen at home, that if you are feeling unwell, you are angry, I have a better thing to deal with it. So this is what I'm talking about, that we should learn to take a pause. And here it goes like, you find a comfortable sitting position with your feet on the floor. You just sit on the floor, your feet flat on the floor, and your hands must rest on your lap. Close your eyes if that is feel comfortable for you. And then as you close your eyes, you become aware of your feelings, that things start going on within you. Ask yourself, what do I feel right now? Do I feel angry? Do I feel annoyed? Do I feel like I want to cry? Or you see, during that moment, you should be able to say your feelings. And also take notice of also what is going on in your thoughts. Mhm. Notice what thoughts you have. Notice if they are jumping from one thing from one another to another, or if they are still. During that moment when you close your eyes, you note you became aware of your feelings, like, how am I feeling right now? Am I feeling like I want to cry? Am I feeling so sad? And then you must also take notice of the thoughts, like what is going on in your mind at that moment. There's nothing going on, or are you switching your mind from one thing to another? Okay, next slide. Then you also become aware of your body. Notice how your body feels. Notice any discomfort or tension during that moment when you close your eyes. You must be able so to tell how your body feels. Are you feeling any pain somewhere, or are you feeling discomfort? You will be able to tell. And then also be aware of your breath. Notice that you are breathing. You may even want to place one hand on your tummy and feel it rise and fall with each breath. Follow your breath all the way and notice how it pours and how it exhales out. If you notice that you have started to think about something else, this is completely normal. Just keep going to the cessation of your breath. Uh-huh. During that moment of pause, you must learn to become aware of your feelings, your thoughts, the body itself, and the breath. Those are the four things that you must focus on whenever you are taking a pause. And then in that way, you will be able to bring back so that you become, even now when we're really angry, you something really disappointed you, these are some of the things that you'll be able to help you get back to the calm state. Even now when maybe your teen has annoyed you, practice this. And even now when you want really also to help your teen so that he does not react in a violent manner or to the situations, you must also teach him or her to learn how to take a pause. Let us go on with the next slide. And then after taking a pause, now you take a moment to think about your experience. Do you feel any different from before taking a pause? Can you feel the benefit of taking a pause? Uh-huh. After maybe you have done it for some minutes, and then now you sit and then reflect back, like before you took the pause. Is there any difference that goes on with you? Of course, there might be changes. You might notice that you will be calmer than before. And then you also notice that even your thought itself, it has really also came back. And then even that anger which was in you, you might even you want to talk to the person that you have made you angered. So can you feel the benefit of taking pause? Mhm. You ask yourself, like, can you really feel the benefit? If you have tried that, can you really feel the benefit of it? Can you feel the difference? That one will tell whenever you have taken it. So it's very encouraging that as parents, we are also uh, experiencing a lot of pressures from home, work, where we live, from our neighbors, and so on. That's why we really need to learn how to do this. It really helps a lot as a parents who have to go through a lot. Or alternatively, you can also do exercises or stretches. Moving our body, it brings energy, relieves tension, relieves stress, ease pain, circulate blood. So we are here to also for the health of the parents. If you are not healthy, it means there's no way you're gonna discuss health issues with your teen. So practice this so that even now when you are having a conversation with your teen, you are at a calm state. You don't get involved in a discussion whereby you react in a harsh manner. You are shouting. Of course, it does not help anything at all, communicating in that manner. Establishing rules and routines for your teen. It's also one of the components that in teen nurture, as parents, we really need to establish rules at home so that in the routines so that they act as a guide for our teen. Rules is what is okay and what is not okay. Do you know any rules? We have a lot of rules around, especially in our country, like the road rules that you must adhere to, rules of the country, rules in the home. So it's the same. Our home should have rules. And generally the rules keeps help or I mean they help keeps family secure. Rules at home are made for good reason, like keep us safe, make sure things are running smoothly, letting knowing or letting know what is expected from us. As I said already, the rules it needs to be established. If everybody at home does what he or she feels like, then it becomes really an unstable home. Remember our beautiful house that we have built there in the beginning? It's a beautiful home with its beautiful people. And then there are rules that guide how should we go about things, or how should we conduct ourselves in the house. Next slide. We have types of parents, because whenever you are establishing rules, you want the teen to know what is it okay and what is not okay. We have authoritarian parents, parents who lay down hard and fast rules and expect children to always do as they are told. The child, they feel forced. The permissive parents, they have few rules or regulations and give their children too much freedom. These kids are at risk of negative behavior and emotional consequences. And we are also authoritative parents. These ones, they set clear limits and come with explanation. These parents tend to struggle less with their adolescents. These are the types of parents that we have. Then you rate yourself. Where are you? Are you that type of person who lay down those hard, and then you really want your teen to do as you say, or you don't have rules at all, or you have set clear limits, like you have rules that you have also set, and then it comes with explanations. Like if you are setting like maybe a curfew hours for your teen. Like everybody should be home by 8 o'clock. You also comes with explanation, why are you doing that? Because it's not safe to stay late in the evening. But if you just say, don't come in my house after 8 without explanation on why shouldn't I come home by, it does not really send a good message to the teen. So if you want to be the parent, if an effective parent that would want to really uh, uh, help to develop values in your kid, you must be able to also set rules with explanation. Why should you do that? At least every time the teen uh, the whatever you have said, it comes in his or her mind, that explanation or the consequences always comes, like, oh, I was not told to come home after 8 because it's not safe for me to stay up late. So those are the things that we need to set clear limits, and also it comes with explanations. Ex- and the heading there below there, it says we must avoid extreme. We should not really push, like we should feel the kids that feel forced, because it's also another way, like they might even resist what you are saying. Next slide. When everyone follows the rules, the home become happy place to be. I've said already that if everybody follows rules at home, then it really becomes a happy place, because at the end of the day, we are doing what is expected from us. Rules about rules. Rules should be clear and simple. Rules must be realistic and reasonable. You need to follow them and enforce them. Rules should be positive. Describe the behavior you want to see. Those are the rules that we should consider whenever you are putting your rules. It should be clear, simple. It must be realistic and reasonable. You really want them to follow what you are saying, and you must also be able to enforce them. You just don't set up rules, but by then you don't correct the behaviors if you see maybe they are going out of their way. Rules should be positive. You really need to describe what behavior do you want to see out of your teen whenever you are setting up rules. Next slide. Parents and teen you can also make the rules and the consequence of breaking them together. So it's also good that at home you establish rules for your house with your teen. Like, don't come at this time at home, make up your bed, and so on. This comes also together with routines. The routines are the things that we do and follow regularly, like the daily working time, weekly house clean, taking medication daily. Routines at home have good things like helping create a sense of security in the household. House is hygienic and clean. Everyone is ready for school at the right time. Healthy habits development and eating, sleeping, homework. So these the routines are also a part of like the rules of the house, because these are the things that be done repeatedly. And if you have now set also the rules and the routine of the house, and you have also explained to them that this is what we need to do in the house. Therefore, and then you have made it clear that we clean this time of the day, we go to the bed this time of the day, we we go out for a play this out of the day. If you have really clear, stipulated all that, it comes as a reminder in the teen minds. So if you really want to have a house which is, well organized, and then also well, like it helps to develop values in the teens life, practice doing this, setting up rules and routines for your house. It helps a lot. Next slide. Parents of teen are likely to need help at some point of time. This may be just talking things with a friend or support. As you said earlier already, we are focusing on establishing relationship. Then, as a parents, teen culture recommends that we should talk things out. Like maybe you go to the neighbor, you go to your sister or your brother, and just to let your feelings out or to your thoughts out. It really helps. Or if you cannot, you must also, seek support. Teen nurture will help you to develop skills, knowledge, attitudes that will increase the quality of relationship with our children. And this program is very supportive, fun, and potentially life changing. That's why we are saying we are in health edutainment. We want to learn in a fun way so that we help parents. We discuss things that, you know, concern our adolescents' well being. Next slide. We must also create opportunity to talks. Avoid scheduled talk and make yourself available. Some may talk first thing getting home from school. Some may talk over a dinner table. Some talk in the car while driving. The best thing is to grab odd moments. Whenever we want now to talk, to our teen, we should not really avoid like to schedule talk, like today at 8 o'clock I want to talk to you. Of course that will send already another message to the teen, but you should grab those odd moments, like maybe you went to work together, or maybe you are driving far away like to school, and then during that moment you decided to just bring up a topic. Those are the moments that you can open channels of communication, and then also it will enable for you as a parent to talk any other issues that is health related to for their well-being as well. We should be able also to talk about sensitive matters. Handle sensitive matters in a way that is consistent with your values. Of course, avoiding such subjects won't make them go away. He may turn to media, friends for information. This increases the chance that what he hears will be out of line with your values, or what information will be wrong. Mhm. Of course, some parents sometimes really shy away of talking things that you think is really sensitive. But the more you avoid talking such, the more this teen will maybe turn to social media, to the friends, and maybe he will be even, wrongly informed. That's why during that odd moments that I have within the last slide that we have just discussed now, during that moment you can pop this type of sensitive topics, they can pop in here and there, and then just to see how well it goes. So we need to also don't try to bury some of the sensitive topics, because the more you do that, the more these kids will really turn away, and then will get information from other sources, and at the end of the day you will be disappointed, like, where does he hears all that? But if you do not discuss them at the table, or at home, or anywhere that you feel like you need to discuss, it's of good cause, actually. Yeah. Next slide. And this comes also to our end of the slides, and the takeaway message from this presentation is that there are no perfect parents. A bad decision or an off day, maybe week or month, isn't likely to have any long lasting impact on your teen. And being an effective parent is what you do over time. Uh-huh. I think our takeaway message is clear that we are not perfect, but we should try to help. We should not let this thing like, I won't do anything. Of course, we are responsible to bring these teenagers, or to bring to bring up them in a good manner, that they will be able to also to grow into responsible adulthood. Of course, they are on the journey to the adulthood, and then if we as parents we fail, then the future of these people, the future parents also, because they're going to be future parents, it's also in jeopardy. And that comes to the end of our presentation. Thank you all for your time, and I will allow the discussion, maybe some of the questions, and yeah. Okay.